Fox News, where today we're talking about government intervention and the positives and negatives of it. Simply, government intervention slows and interferes with the free market to a degree that is beneficial in areas that it plays a valid role in protecting public safety. For example, you do not want medical device companies selling products until they've been proven safe. This is the role assumed by the FDA, a branch of government. Regulations are written to tell manufacturers what is and isn't allowed.
But complying with regulations comes at a cost. It slows product development and adds cost and risk. We are here in Iowa City asking citizens what they know about government intervention. Let's see what they have to say.
Do you know what government intervention is in economic terms?
It's when we need money and the government intervenes and either gives us money or says, hey, nope.
Do you know what government intervention is in economic terms?
Yes, an example of government intervention would be government bailouts.
Do you know what government intervention is in economic terms?
Yeah, it's when the government intervenes with the economic stance of the world.
All right. As said before, government intervention is the government's response to our economy and how it regulates and protects the safety and well-being of its citizens. It also refers to the way the government regulates and interferes with various activities or decisions made by individuals or organizations under its jurisdiction. Do you know any laws placed on the economy by the government?
Taxes on most things. Taxes.
Do you know any laws placed on the economy by the government?
Laws placed would be minimum wage, would be a good example of that.
Do you know any laws placed on the economy by the government?
Yeah,
Can you tell me some?
I could Google search that.
All right.
Some examples of government intervention in today's economy are child labor laws, minimum wage laws, property laws, FDA, EPA, and professional certificate requirements.
Do you know some causes for government intervention?
Yeah, I do. Minimum wage and the recession and the stock market crash.
Nice. Do you know some causes to government intervention?
I think one of the bigger causes would be inflation.
Go. Do you know some causes to government intervention?
Oh.
Like none?
What?
Do you know any?
Causes
Yeah.
for intervention.
Yeah.
Like where the government intervenes unnecessary causes
In the economy.
in the economy. So like,
Do you know any?
I mean, I know a couple.
What are they?
You know, it's, like the number one big one that we talk about a lot in class and outside
Yeah.
of school.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. There are several reasons to government intervention, some being inequality, market failure, and government failure. The goal is to make the invisible hand function more efficiently. As a result of this, the government may try controlling prices and employment via monetary policy. For example, if inflation is too high, the government may print more money. Another possible effect of government regulation is import tariffs and taxes. Import tariffs and taxes artificially raise the price of certain products. Along with these effects, the government may also increase or decrease corporate taxation. More taxes the government levies on corporations, the less multinational corporations will want to set up locally. What is your personal opinion on government intervention and should we accept it?
Well, Yeah, I don't really know. I think there's probably better ways to do it. Like if we took every famous person and taxed them like 0.01, I feel like we'd be out of debt, but I don't know. That's maybe just me. So I think there's better ways that we can do it. I think it's needed, but I don't think they're good at it. I think they're bad. So yes and no, and that's my opinion.
What is your opinion on government intervention?
My opinion is that if it has to happen in terms of growing the economy for the future, it's a good idea, especially with minimum wage and the cost of everything going up. Increasing minimum wage makes it easier for the majority of Americans to survive paycheck to paycheck.
What is your personal opinion on government intervention and should we accept it?
My personal opinion actually is right here.
It doesn't say for the answers. It's a
Mm.
personal opinion
Oh, it's an opinion.
on government intervention.
I think it's good.
You think it's good?
Uh-huh. Because
Can you elaborate?
So, as a teacher, if we have two children fighting, I need to intervene to solve the problem at hand. So just as the government needs to intervene and help two parties come together. Does that
Wow.
answer the question?
That was really great.
Profound?
Yeah, thanks.
Uh-huh. You can quote me on it.
This is Abby Gould. Her government teacher was Bob Dolan.
As you can see, citizens range in their opinions on government regulations. There is an argument for both sides. Many people do support government interventions and believe we need more government regulations. One reason would be limited liability laws. Capitalism requires capital, lots of it, but without limited liability laws, investors are unlikely to risk investing their money in businesses.
A second reason is property rights. Without the right to own property and dispose of it as you wish, capitalism as we know it could not exist today. These legal rights are created and protected by the government.
And a third reason would be bankruptcy protection. Business is inherently risky, and one of the largest risks is business failure, particularly during recessions and depressions. Bankruptcy laws protected otherwise healthy businesses that were temporarily short of funds. Overall, many people believe the government has allowed us to prosper to this point, and if we continue, we must continue with government regulations.
There is a solid argument for no government intervention. One reason may be regulation is bad for consumers and small businesses. Some argue that regulation is needed to protect consumers, but in reality, it hurts consumers more than it helps them.
A second reason may be it's ridiculously expensive. The cost of complying with regulation in the United States is $1.8 trillion each year, according to recent reports.
A third reason may be government tends to make problems worse. When government officials step in and regulate the free market, it can cause problems. In society today, we are surrounded by government intervention and government regulations. Some examples of these are FDA, EPA, child labor laws, minimum wage laws, property laws, and professional certifications.
That's all we have today, folks. Thanks for watching Fox News.